A lot of you have been asking when I'm going to do a face reveal for me or for my nephew, and while I haven't done one yet, I can say that I've got something even better for you. What if I did a face reveal in Fortnite? I went online to try and find the best of the best to help me conceptualize a dream come true and draw us as a concept skin in Fortnite. That's right, not just me, my nephew too. I did also reach out to somebody on Twitter, and we'll circle back to them at the end of the video. First, let's talk about Fiverr. I found 2 different artists on Fiverr who said they could create CJ and I as concept skins in Fortnite. They just needed reference photos and a detailed description of what I wanted done. So I sent this photo to them and paragraphs of details of how I wanted this thing to come out. And I sent them this photo and this photo. My idea was something I haven't seen in Fortnite yet, that I would be the skin and my nephew CJ would be my back bling, and that CJ would come with 2 different design styles and I would have 3. This image I provided here is all thanks to the power of my terrible Photoshop skills. So you want to see what I look like? While I may have saved the best for last, you're gonna want to stick around for the entire journey. Trust me on this one. Let's take a look at the work of our first concept artist. This one was from Fiverr, the least expensive one that I got, but they offered the same 3D computer art style as existing Fortnite skins, so I had to pull the trigger and see how they would do. And... bruh. While the body design is, for the most part, really good, sadly the face looks nothing like me, and they sort of made CJ look like a little gremlin. I pointed out some key differences to the artist and some features I'd hope to adjust, and they did send me over this revision. While this still doesn't look quite enough like me to my liking, it is a huge improvement. But CJ, on the other hand, they made this kid look like a small version of a middle-aged accountant named Charles that wants your liver with a nice Chianti. This looks like the kind of guy that may seem nice to work with, but don't push him past his breaking point. I had other styles in mind that I wanted done, but thankfully I didn't pull the trigger on having this artist do those additional styles until seeing how he came back with the first one. I've officially seen enough. Let's move on to the second artist, shall we? This one was also from Fiverr, and was also a journey. This person I sent through several revisions as well, because the first one, again, did great work on the body, but the challenge with faces is, well... sadly, this looks even less like me than the last guy's art. I look like a totally different ethnicity, and for some reason it looks like I just had my fingernails done. And while this doesn't look quite like CJ, I'll admit it's a step up from the last art. But I did send him some feedback, and I told him not to worry about how long it would take to get the piece back to me, but to try again because I just wanted to get it right. Well, this was their second attempt on the faces, and honestly, not bad. I said not to struggle with my face anymore as it's close enough, but that CJ's face could still use some improvement. Honestly, this does look a lot more like CJ, but some of the details on the features are way too exaggerated and detailed, that it takes away from how cute this kid actually is. And something is off about his eyes and smile the way that this is drawn. I did ask him to try again, but maybe don't be overly detailed, and he sent me this back. It looks less creepy, I think, but something still isn't quite right. Now there isn't nearly enough detail, and this doesn't even look like CJ anymore. I asked him to try one more time, and blend the level of detail between the second and the third attempt. And what I got back was this. So we've got to get away from that quickly. I told him I wouldn't ask for any more revisions, and we'd leave it at that. It goes without saying, I also didn't ask him for any additional styles. Now, on to the best part. I went on Twitter and I found the best person for the job. Someone that needed no revisions. Someone that did my favorite artwork yet and helped me build out all 3 styles to my liking. That's right, all 3. If you haven't already, meet Gigi. She's the genius and incredible artist behind this concept skin. And this concept skin. Look familiar? It should, because these 2 incredible concept skins were so good, Fortnite themselves decided these 2 needed to be in the game. So you may recognize Sid added in Chapter 3 Season 3, and you may recognize Maisie added in the same chapter. Looking through Gigi's Twitter uploads, I knew she was absolutely the right person for the job. So I DM'd Gigi and got the ball rolling. Gigi was happy to help me and such a pleasure to work with, sending me amazing ideas and concept drawings before working on the actual piece, asking for my approval and input every step of the way. Working with Gigi was truly an amazing experience, and her dedication to her work shines through in the pieces that she made for me. First, she sent over this rough draft for approval, and when she of course got it, she sent over this rough draft containing CJ as well. All I asked was that even though in the original picture CJ wasn't wearing any shoes, that I would prefer him to be, and she got to work on developing the base style for our concept skin. It was only a matter of time before she was sending me update shots and eventually the final product. The concept base skin for CJ and I's icon skin in Fortnite, equipped with the orange pickaxe being the, well, let's just say the fire sword from my profile picture.
So uncivilized.
In my opinion, this looks so good and looks the most like either of us, so I gave her the confirmation that this was good and she could start working on the second style. For the second style, I sent over this picture where it's exactly the same as the first picture, but I conceptualized that I would be a firefighter since CJ is such a fire starter. He is the little pyro after all, and he's always calling himself the fireman, so we figured what better way to honor that history than by making him a reverse firefighter. Truly a fireman. You can see the lines on his fireman outfit are red, since he's the fire starter, and the lines on mine would be yellow, much more like a traditional fireman outfit. She sent over this quick draft to make sure it looked good, and I loved it. I just asked her to put some fireman boots on me, and we ironed out a few specific details for our hats, and check this out. The next day, she sent me this. Here I am, as a firefighter in Fortnite. But what kind of firefighter would I be if I didn't have any fires to fight? So I needed my favorite little fire starter, the little pyro himself, as my back bling. And look at how good this looks! So I knew Gigi had the skills to pay the bills. So, just for me, I had Gigi do one last concept skin. You may recall my profile picture I mentioned earlier. Well, a lot of you guys wanted to see that as a Fortnite skin as well. Only thing is, since I'm in a Spider-Man mask in that picture, we can't do a one-to-one recreation of it due to copyright. If we ever wanted Fortnite to add a character like this into the game, we do, it couldn't contain Spider-Man. It would have to be something original. Well, I expressed this to Gigi and said that I otherwise wanted it to be as close of a recreation to my profile picture costume as I could get. A little backstory on that costume, my profile picture costume I made all my own. I called it Jedi Renaissance Spider-Man. It's a bit of a mouthful, but let me explain. It started back in 2020 when a few buddies wanted to get me in on a Star Wars themed D&D game where we could design our own characters within the Star Wars universe. I'd only played D&D once before, but I love Star Wars. I made this poor excuse of a concept image for my Star Wars character containing things that I knew that I either had or could easily obtain, so that one day I could troll all of my friends by showing up to our D&D session dressed as my character. Well, sadly, COVID ruined that and we just never got back into it, but I liked the costume so much that I decided to put it together anyway. I actually ended up wearing it to my brother-in-law's Renaissance costume themed birthday party. But one day, I decided, why not see how it looks with a Spider-Man mask? And Jedi Renaissance Spider-Man was born. Now you guys all know it as my profile picture, and would like to see it in-game. Well, me too. I told Gigi that the mask couldn't too closely resemble a Spider-Man mask, and was willing to let her have a little creative freedom to help me have something a little more unique that still looks like my original character, but with a little of that GG and Fortnite flair. You know what Gigi delivered to me? This W of a masterpiece. The final edit style for a WuncleZ skin in Fortnite. Equipped with my very own CJ back bling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and love these skins as much as I do. Let me know what you think in the comments and be sure to like and follow for more fun videos like this one. Also, if you're not already, be sure to follow me on Twitch to see me go live, oftentimes with my nephew, and follow me on TikTok for my more well-known short form videos. Have a Wunkle day.
Follow WuncleZ right now, or I will throw you off a bridge.